Some people walk into your life so quietly that you almost don't notice them at first, until one small moment changes everything. I remember the first time I saw her. Sunlight was spilling through the window of our university library, catching the strands of her hair like threads of gold. She was laughing with her friends, her eyes alive with warmth and something unspoken, something I knew I would never be a part of. I wasn't the kind of guy people noticed. I wasn't loud, charming, or the kind of person who drew attention when he walked into a room. I was just there, background noise in everyone else's story. But the day she asked my name, the world stopped moving. Before I take you deeper into this story, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Kindness Universe, where real stories meet real hearts. Your support keeps us creating stories that touch souls. The beginning of silence. My name's Arham, second-year literature student, the kind of person who reads poetry in the back corner of class and leaves before anyone even realizes I was there. My world was quiet. Not sad, but still, like a painting with muted colors. Every morning, I'd sit on the same bench outside the main building, headphones on, pretending to be busy while watching people rush to class. That's where I saw her, Zara. She was everything I wasn't, confident, graceful, surrounded by people, laughter always following her like a melody. It wasn't that I liked her immediately. It was more that she felt like light in a place I thought would always be gray. I'd watch her from a distance, not in a creepy way, just noticing. The way she helped people pick up dropped papers, the way she smiled at the cafeteria worker like he mattered. She had this kindness that didn't need to be performed. But for someone like me, invisible, unnoticed, she felt like a dream from another world. And dreams, I believed, weren't meant to come true. A world that doesn't see you in visibility hurts in quiet ways. When people walk past you without seeing you, when you speak in a group and no one hears, when even teachers forget your name after 2 semesters. I'd grown used to it, used to being the quiet friend, backup in group projects, the one who was nice but forgettable. I convinced myself it was fine, that solitude was safety. Until that one winter afternoon, it was raining, one of those unexpected Karachi downpours that turned the campus into a mess of umbrellas and laughter. Everyone ran for shelter. I didn't. I liked the rain. It made me feel less alone, like the sky was crying with me. I sat under the awning near the library when I noticed her, Zara, struggling to hold her books while trying to keep her bag dry. A strong gust of wind hit and her notebook flew across the pavement, landing in a puddle near me. I picked it up, wiped off the mud, and held it out to her as she ran over. "Here," I said quietly. She looked at me, really looked at me, for the first time. Her eyes were wide and brown, the kind that felt like they could see through you. "Thank you," she said, her voice warm despite the cold. "You saved my notes." I just nodded, handed it back, and turned away before I could embarrass myself. But as I walked off, I heard her call, "Hey, wait!" I stopped. My heart froze. "What's your name?" she asked. And in that single moment, the rain, the noise, the whole chaotic world went still. When the world starts noticing after that day, things changed in small, impossible ways. She started smiling at me whenever we crossed paths. Sometimes she'd sit across from me in the library, pretending to study while humming softly. One day, she even asked if I wanted to join her and her friends for coffee. I didn't know what to say. My instinct was to retreat, to protect the quiet bubble I'd lived in for so long. But something inside me whispered, "Maybe you deserve to be seen too." That's how it began. Zara didn't make me feel like I had to be someone else. She didn't ask me to talk more or change the way I was. She just listened. And that simple act, being heard, was like sunlight after a long, cold winter. We'd talk about books, music, and random things like how she wanted to start a kindness campaign at school. She believed that one small act could ripple into something bigger, a smile, a thank you, a moment of grace. I didn't tell her how much she'd already changed my life by asking my name the shadow of doubt, but life isn't a straight line toward happiness. The more people noticed us together, the more whispers began. Some of her friends didn't understand. "Why him?" they asked. "He's too quiet, too weird." And though she defended me, I could see the weight in her eyes. One afternoon, I overheard two guys from her group joking about me. They said Zara was just being nice, that she pitied me. That hit harder than I expected. So I did what I always did. I disappeared. I stopped sitting on that bench, stopped going to the library at the same time, stopped replying to her messages. Days turned into weeks. The silence I once found comfort in now felt like suffocation. Then, one evening, as I sat alone near the lake on campus, I heard her voice behind me. "Why did you stop talking to me?" I turned to see her standing there, eyes glistening, breath visible in the cool air. "I didn't want to make your life harder," I said. "You don't need someone like me dragging you down." She walked closer, her expression soft but fierce. "You think being kind to you was a favor? Arham, you've taught me more about quiet strength than anyone else. You listen, you care, and you never try to be someone you're not. You're not invisible. You just stopped believing you could be seen." Her words hit deep. For the first time, I saw myself reflected not as a shadow, but as someone real. Rebuilding what's lost after that, I slowly came back, not just to her, but to life. Zara and I started working together on her kindness project, the Ripple Effect. We'd leave anonymous notes of encouragement on desks, help the janitorial staff, organize small community drives. People started noticing, joining in. It wasn't about popularity, it was about connection, about being seen for the good you create, not the noise you make. And somewhere in all that, I realized Zara wasn't my savior. She was a mirror showing me the person I'd forgotten I could be. If this story is touching your heart so far, don't forget to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Kindness Universe. Your words inspire us to keep spreading light through storytelling. The moment that changed everything graduation day came faster than expected. The campus buzzed with excitement, laughter, hugs, photos, promises to keep in touch that everyone knew might fade with time. When I saw Zara walking toward me in her gown, it hit me. This might be the last time we'd stand together like this. She smiled, her eyes bright. "We did it." "Yeah," I said, my throat tight. "We did." Then she reached into her pocket and handed me a small folded note. "I wrote this the day we met," she said softly, "when you picked up my notebook." After she left, I unfolded it. The note read, "To the boy who thinks he's invisible, thank you for reminding me that the quietest souls often carry the loudest hearts." I didn't realize I was crying until the ink began to blur. That was the day I finally understood. Being seen isn't about how many people notice you. It's about finding the one person who truly does. Epilogue. The ripple of being seen. Years later, I still keep that note on my desk. I work now as a counselor, helping students who feel like I once did, unseen, unheard, uncertain. Every time someone tells me they feel invisible, I smile and say, "Maybe you just haven't met your Zara yet." And deep down, I know that sometimes all it takes to change a life is to ask someone their name.